In 1971, Stanford University conducted an experiment that would become one of the most controversial studies in psychology. 24 college students, a fake prison, 6 days that revealed humanity's darkest side. What happened in that basement changed psychology forever. Professor Philip Zimbardo wanted to understand how ordinary people could commit extraordinary acts of cruelty. He converted Stanford's psychology building basement into a mock prison. He recruited 24 male college students, all mentally stable, no criminal records, middle-class backgrounds. They were randomly assigned roles. Half became prisoners, half became guards. The prisoners were arrested at their homes by real police, fingerprinted, stripped, and given numbers instead of names. The guards received uniforms, wooden batons, and mirrored sunglasses. No physical violence was allowed. The experiment was meant to last 2 weeks, but something went terribly wrong. Within hours, everything changed. The guards began asserting their authority. They created rules, enforced them with psychological tactics. By day 2, prisoners rebelled. They ripped off their numbers and barricaded themselves in their cells. The guards' response was brutal, not physically, but psychologically. They used fire extinguishers to force prisoners from barricades, created privileged and bad cells to break prisoner solidarity, forced prisoners to clean toilets with bare hands, made them do push-ups, denied bathroom access, stripped them naked. The guards worked in shifts, but many stayed beyond their hours. They enjoyed the power. One prisoner, number 8612, showed signs of acute emotional disturbance after just 36 hours. He was crying, confused, experiencing rage. He was released. But the experiment continued. Other prisoners developed stress-related symptoms, rashes, anxiety, depression. The guards became increasingly sadistic. One guard, nicknamed John Wayne by researchers, later admitted he based his behavior on a character from the movie Cool Hand Luke. He deliberately acted cruel to test the system. But here's the disturbing part. He wasn't alone. Most guards fell into their roles naturally. The prisoners forgot this was an experiment. They truly felt imprisoned. Some begged to be released. Others became passive, accepting their fate. By day 5, the prison had become a place of genuine psychological torture. Prisoners were woken at 2 a.m. for counts, forced to repeat their numbers for hours, denied basic rights. Some experienced complete emotional breakdowns. Zimbardo identified key psychological mechanisms at work. De-individuation. The guards' uniforms and sunglasses removed personal identity. They weren't individuals anymore. They were guards. Dehumanization. Treating prisoners as numbers, not people. This made cruelty easier. Learned helplessness. Prisoners stopped resisting, became passive. They accepted their powerless state. Authority legitimization. The experiment structure gave guards permission to act cruelly. They had official backing. But here's what's truly disturbing. Zimbardo himself got consumed. As the prison superintendent, he became more focused on maintaining the prison than the participants' welfare. He prioritized the experiment over human dignity. It took his girlfriend, Christina Maslock, a psychology graduate student, to stop it. She visited on day 6 and was horrified. Quote, "What you are doing to these boys is terrible," she said. Only then did Zimbardo realize how far things had gone. The experiment ended on day 6, 2 weeks early. This experiment explains Abu Ghraib prison abuse, corporate corruption, police brutality, toxic workplace cultures. When systems give people power without accountability, darkness emerges. The Stanford Prison Experiment wasn't about prisons. It was about you, me, everyone. Critics argue the experiment was flawed. Zimbardo coached guards to be tough. The sample size was small. It wasn't truly random. But the core truth remains. Ordinary people can commit terrible acts when the situation encourages it. Good people can become cruel. Not because they're evil, but because the environment shapes behavior more than we think. The question isn't whether it can happen. The question is, will you recognize it before it's too late? When you're given power, will you abuse it? When you see others being dehumanized, will you speak up? Or will you become another guard in the Stanford prison, convinced you're just doing your job? That's the real lesson. We're all capable of darkness. The only defense is awareness, empathy, and the courage to resist when systems demand cruelty. Remember, prisoner, 8612. Remember the guards who enjoyed their power. And ask yourself, which one would you be?